This guy is a fucking, you know, the piece of shit that he is. You remember when I was staying over there at the ranch?
Uh-huh.
And we were close because, you know, we were kind of, you know.
Yeah, I remember you saying he said
Well,
something or
hold
did
on,
something.
listen. Let's go back to the feeling of that era. Like, right? We were both helping each other. You had gotten sick, right? You had your surgery, and then you had gotten back on your feet. But I was there. I was laying beside you, and that was when we had, because we used to live like in separately. Like, I used to stay upstairs, but by then that was when you needed help. You know what I mean? Because you didn't want to say you needed help, but I didn't care. You're my friend, so honestly, just laid next to you and just trying to help you along. Well, as it got on, we started getting closer, more romantically involved, though we never had sex. Okay. Then, so then yesterday I reach him because you remember he had his cows. So then that was when he had his cows, and he starts
Yeah.
going where he's getting, he's getting the cows fucking, and he's coming from here and back, right? So then,
Uh-huh.
well, yesterday he sees me at the Safeway. Well, he looks and he says, "Do I know you?" And I look at him and I know exactly who he is, right? And I don't say nothing, right? And I go, "Well, sure you know who I am." And he goes, "Gypsy?" And I
I'll be
go,
darned. Yeah,
"Yeah."
I haven't heard from him in almost a year.
I said, "Yeah, it's me." I said, "Oh, I've got these cancerous conditions." I said, you know, I'm real thin or whatever. I said, "I lost weight." I said, "Yeah, I'm in town." I said, "I just made it back to town." Um, and then "Oh," he goes, "I'm suing Bill Miller." I,
Suing me.
yeah. So then I
Yeah, I
go,
know he's
"Really?" He goes,
suing a friend of mine.
so then he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "For all those cows." And I go, "Oh," I go, "The cows that me and Bill, like, remember when I was running, because you
Yeah,
were
I
going
remember
through the
that.
surgery."
We go over there almost every day.
And what I do, I'd be working with the fence, chasing the cows, right?
Yeah.
Chasing the cows and freaking chasing them,
Chasing them out of the dealerships and everything.
putting the fences,
Downtown
lay the
sidewalks and everything else.
lay the fences down, right? Helping you, but you were guiding me the whole way, right? I didn't know
Yeah.
what the fuck I was doing. I never did it before, but I took the initiative. I got my ass out there. I wasn't lazy like everybody else, and no matter what, I gave it my all. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
that was one thing nobody can ever take
There's
from me.
a lot of people helping him over the years, and he's been turning on a lot of people.
So then, you know what I said to him? I said, "Oh yeah." I said, cause I have to, you know, I have to protect my friends, right? So, and I also have to protect the truth, which is what did I do? Literally helped him for free. I was working minimum wage jobs. I'm a handicapped person, and I got out there, and you went there with me, and you were sick because you were recovering from your surgery at the time. So you couldn't run and do everything like you used to doing it. So you
Yeah.
guided me along.
I remember, but what's the bottom line?
So so he's trying to say, "Oh, he's gonna sue you for $100,000." I go, "Oh yeah." I go, "I'll be a witness." I said, "Call me up on the witness stand." That's what I told him. That's what I told him. And then I figured, I'm in Salida. Let me call Bill and tell Bill before I leave town what he told me. Because he goes, "Oh, I'm going to jet off." He goes, he goes, I gotta leave. He goes, I'm going to talk to somebody else, right? And then I made it a point to say, so I go, I know you're an iron worker, right? So he thinks that I didn't know that, right? So then, you know that I know the lifestyle of iron workers, specifically petroleum iron workers, big time iron workers, ones that go in big refineries, right? And how they live,
Yeah.
whether they're union or not. And what he is, he's not union.
I don't think he's union because he works in Colorado. They don't believe in treating their workers right here.
And then he ran, let's say this, he ran for sheriff, right?
Yeah.
And then
Probably got about 2 votes.
probably got about 2 votes.
Remember that girl that she was his girlfriend, and she had a couple horses, and sometimes she'd keep them at the ranch, and sometimes she'd keep them at let him take care of them. I don't know if you met her or not, but she sold her house and moved out east just to get rid of John.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, people will use and misuse people no matter how, like me, no matter how far I've fallen down the ladder, I still got back up. No matter when you'd be like, hey, I'm so proud, that's my girl, remember?
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's my girl. So anyways, are you in Salida?
I won't be in Salida till tomorrow.
Oh, he was asking me a lot of questions. And then that's when I turned around and told him, I said, I know everything that goes on in this town. And I said, if you want to do anything regarding Bill, I said, why don't you go ahead and put me up on the witness stand? I said, wasn't it your cows that were the ones at the Ford dealership? Going onto the roadway?
He doesn't have a leg to stand on.
And then, so then what are you going to put me on the witness stand to say that?
Still there?
Yeah, liar. He's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
So are you feeling better with your medicine and stuff?
My adopted grandpa, so he's just in awe of everything. He can't believe that I've had to trek back up here to get my camper and my plates, and how many times my name has been slandered in this community, that I'm not a bad person, you know what I mean? If anything, I'm guilty of is traffic infractions, which if anybody really wanted to help me, they rightfully had the money to do so. They could have helped me to straighten it out. But, you know what I mean? But it comes down to who really wanted to help me, or who was looking out for what was in their best interest. And that's how the world goes. It doesn't just happen to me, or it just doesn't happen to you. It just doesn't happen to John White or a fight or this or that. It's more than that. It's about needing
everybody. Other countries even.
Yeah, and everybody needs change. You know what I mean? And just to start accepting each other and say, hey, no matter what, we've had indifferences before, but we're better people than that. We know our spirituality about forgiveness way before we separate. So even if there is a time we're like, oh, well, that person has already forgiven me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
But you know that only by you living with me day in and day out to know what type of person I am.
Yeah.
And then that's wrong for it to be portrayed that I'm this bad person or that I shouldn't be believed. There's a lot of corruption that goes on in Chaffee County. That's bullshit.
It's been that way for a long time.
Well, I mean, let's just say, Bill, like about Michelle, for instance. She's calling the police here and there. We can't control what she does. She's crazy. But why didn't somebody who knows that she's crazy do something about it. These sworn public officials. Are we sworn public officials? No.
Yeah.
You know, did you take an oath? I didn't. Did you?
No.
Right? I didn't either. So I don't know what they're talking about. So when they
Are
point,
you at with work and stuff like that?
well, my plan is start writing and I've been in touch with my ex-boyfriend, you know, the one that owned the helicopters when you wanted to buy the Monte Vista Ranch. And when I contacted him to try to get a flight, well, he sent me through my bank money to help me because I explained to him about what's been going on around here and what's happened.
Good.
And so,
Good for him and you.
well, he has a girlfriend, he has a life like everybody else, and he just was trying to help me where he saw where somebody else wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. Because the person that put the note for the camper to get towed, you know that he's used to be a Salida cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know how much the tow fee is? It's over $2,000, and he sent it to me via his personal assistant. And then the fact is that a long time ago, when people used to not be able to get on a bus, why is it that I have to go all the way to fly to Houston with the last bit of savings that I have? Because I was the only one that was here paying cash labor hands when COVID-19 hit in this area, in this county, to put food on people's mouths, kids' mouths. And I'm the bad person? I don't fucking think so. And then if I have a communication problem, how come they don't have me a TTY device? All these people, they donate to St. Jude, right?
Yeah, I don't know much about stuff like that.
Like, you know that I was disabled, so how come at some point nobody helped me to figure out what was wrong with me?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll tell you, these people that are going to come in and sue or lay policy or lay change and all this that are a bunch of liars and full of shit are going to be over.
Probably only make it worse.
It's just like Michelle, whatever she did. She reported somebody in Chaffee County was how she lost the contract for when she was doing the drug testing. Remember?
Yeah.
So she spoke up. And then when she spoke up, she lost out. Then that other guy took over. Who's him now? Some other guy from Three Peaks Testing, right? So then Michelle gets arrested for assault on a police officer, but she gets 2 years of non-reporting probation, right?
I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up.
She gets 2 years of non-reporting probation for assault of a police officer. That's kind of strange.
I wasn't there when that happened. I was here at this ranch.
Oh, really? But that happened at your ranch?
It happened. Yeah, it happened in Salida.
Wow.
I had somebody call me, and I could hear what was going on a little bit on the phone, but it's not the same as being there.
What happened?
Well, I don't even remember. It's so long ago.
Huh. It's probably, well,
I
it's,
got a lot of people on the ranch that please contact over the years. So I kind of leave it up to them and the authorities.
But she's the manager.
No, she's not a manager. She's almost bedridden. She can't get her oxygen. She can't uh,
So
work
why
or
does she
anything.
make the
She doesn't.
911
She
phone
doesn't.
calls?
She doesn't even. She doesn't even have the chickens anymore. Couldn't take care of them.
So when was she ever a manager there?
Well, she keeps an eye on things, and a lot of times people that I need to get a hold of, they don't have phones and stuff. So she does a lot of running for me.
And she collects the rent.
Yeah.
She never collected any rent from
My
me.
nerves can't put up with 20 people all the time that are acting like crazy.
Hell no.
I got 2 ranches I'm running, and I got my hands full for my age.
Yeah, how old are you now, Bill?
73.
But I never did anything to hurt you, right? I mean, I care about you.
No, you didn't hurt me. You're too little.
Well, you know, we all have to heal from times, and you know that restraining order. Even remember the last time we spoke, because in December we saw each other. That was the first time since Michelle filed some of that paperwork, which apparently you say you didn't know your name was on that paperwork.
That seemed like years ago, but I guess it was just last year, maybe. I don't know.
I just don't think that should be in place.
Sometimes I get 4 or 5 phone calls an hour for hay and stuff, and then I'm almost 100 miles away. I gotta find somebody to load somebody up. All that coordinating. Sometimes it works, and sometimes I get in trouble over it.
Oh God, why do you get in trouble?
Well, people come and get hay and stuff, and there's no, I can't control everything from 100 miles away.
So who's managing the Salida Ranch now that you're in Monte Vista?
Everybody, they all owe me. I'm taking care of all those people. They could at least do something.
Oh, so you basically just saying like, whoever's there, you guys better deal with it now. I'm done with it.
Well, yeah, sometimes that works. Sometimes they're here working. Sometimes they're off some other place working for somebody else.
That's cool. Yeah.
But I'd like to talk to you about some of the good things that are going on in my life. I just don't have time right now.
What are you gonna do to suppress now that Michelle got that she got convicted of assault of a police officer, and then you know that she makes.
I thought they dropped it. That I don't know.
Well, she was convicted.
Yeah, she didn't tell me anything.
And then at the time that she was going through the Subway lawsuit, she was a manager of the ranch, because that was when I first started living there. And that was when I stayed in the clubhouse.
She can't leave her oxygen machine, and
she wasn't on oxygen then.
She can't work or anything.
She wasn't on oxygen then.
She hasn't been able to do farm work in 12 years or more.
So anyways, but then after she got the Subway money, she let the lawsuit money, she bought that car, she went on vacation, then she wasn't too sick. Now she's been up, she gets up, she goes around, she walks around, she's more moving now.
Well, she's still going to the doctor a couple times a week and stuff like. I don't keep. I'm 100 miles away. I don't really see her doing much.
But you do
She
know
weighed
we
almost 300 pounds the last time she told me.
wow. But we both know she makes fake 911 phone calls and falsely gets people arrested that live at the ranch. And then they get hauled off and then they have to go through the criminal system whether or not they're guilty or not. It's still a process they have to go through.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people. I got close to 20 people there now, maybe more. I can't keep track of that many people from 100 miles away.
But she's lying on some of these people and she has in the past to make
Yeah.
these reports, right?
Well, I hope they're all getting along. I hope they're not fighting or anything.
But you know
But
that she's
every
been making
every
these
every time
reports.
every time I talk to some of them, everything seems to be real good, going real good over there.
Wow.
They fight amongst themselves, but not that much anymore.
So what's
Everybody,
stopping her now from making fake 911 phone calls? Better psychiatric medication?
I have no idea.
That's good. Well,
It's
anyways,
not my responsibility to take care of the whole town. It's like a little city there, you know.
yeah, but she she acts or likes to that she says she's the manager of the ranch.
Well, everyone calls themselves something. Everyone's entitled to think a certain way or do something.
So wouldn't you think that if her house is at the entrance of the rock that says Salida Ranch, and then as soon as they pull in to what's listed on the internet as that address, and they see her apartment there, then it would
Well, they
be
don't,
in
they don't know if it's an apartment or a factory or what.
right, but then they would assume, oh, that's the person. So then already she introduces
I
her.
would over there, but I never tell them to.
Right, but she introduces herself. Oh yes. So yes, I am the manager of the ranch or I'm in charge of the ranch. She's been saying that for years.
Yeah. Well, you see what she does, though. You've lived there for what? Off and on for 3 years.
You see it too. So why do you let her stay there?
Why do I let any of them stay there?
I don't know. Why do you,
You know,
Bill?
they're all about the same thing. Some pay, some don't. Some help me, some don't.
Huh. Pretty interesting. All right, well, I got to move on.
Okay. Thanks for calling and telling me about John White.
Oh, you're welcome, Bill. Thanks for being honest and always trying trying to at least help me to understand that I need to advocate to help myself and protect other people that are unfortunate people from being victimized and falsely imprisoned and accused and not protected, especially in this county, Chaffee County, Colorado.
What was that last part?
I said especially here in Chaffee County, Colorado. It's awful. And then I'm the one that went with you to
Well,
the
I had a
ranch.
300-acre farm for about 6 months, completely paid off.
I'm the one that we went down and
I was
picked the
warned about
ranch.
the corruption of everybody. And they asked me if it was still like that, and I said, I don't know. I've only been here 3 days. And then later in the year, I lost about half of it. So I know a lot about corruption in the county.
Wow. So you lost. So what are you losing over at the ranch? A lot of money?
No, not now, but I lost half the ranch. I had almost 300 acres. I owned that Pinion Hill sold for about $9 million. I lost all of
To who?
that to a bunch of people. Everyone that lives up there is living on my former ranch.
But it was your wife, right? So it was a divorce, and it was corruption within
Yeah, it was
what you say is
years, eight
corruption.
years. 8 years after we got divorced, she was using the kids as leverage, and so was the lawyers and all that kind of stuff. It's a long story, but I gotta go. I got things I
Yeah,
gotta
but
take care of.
later they went and said, "Oh, if you agree to this, that, and the other, we'll save whatever." They gave you like a chance, but by then it was too late.
Well, yeah, they wanted over $500,000. I mean, where am I supposed to get that from?
So they undermined you, basically. It was corruption, was basically what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And that's
I
how
told
you lost
told
all
my
that.
lawyer I was going to have him disbarred, and I didn't. But he was disbarred a couple years later for somebody else disbarred him.
Who?
He hasn't been a lawyer since.
What lawyer?
Tony Martinez.
Oh, interesting.
Still living around there, I think, but he hasn't been a lawyer for 15 years or more.
But it would still, all that would still be yours today.
Yeah, but I
Because,
gotta go. Call me again.
all right, Bill.
Okay. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye. Closing off, that's conversation from Bill Miller. William Miller of the Salida Ranch.